So this is something that's been on my mind for months, months and months and months, a few years now, in fact. There's never a good time to bitch about this because it's sort of persistent on our minds, and we should all be very angry about it ever since the year 2020, which is the Paycheck Protection loans, the PPP loans. I'm currently forgetting what the third P stands for, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. It stands for I don't know, big penis, small penis. It's fine. The point is this. Let's talk about those loans, because here we are at a time when the Biden administration may forgive some student debt, which majority held by non-wealthy people, held by middle-class everyday folks just trying to get an education, so they can hold down a job for a couple years until there's downsizing or whatnot. The point is looking into those PPP loans. How many of those loans have been actually forgiven? Let's look into it. So ProPublica has done an incredible job with this. There were 11.5 million loans given out, approved. And there were some for organizations approved for loans. So there's organizations, there's all kinds of things. Even people who stormed the Capitol, some of those motherfuckers got loans. $793 billion was the amount approved. How much has been forgiven? We're talking 100% forgiven, including any accrued interest. 742 billion of those dollars. Now, I just mentioned that some of the insurrectionists got loans. Again, I contest they were boat dads. They were upper middle class dudes. So not necessarily a celebrity, but Jared Kushner, the president or former president's son-in-law, taking out a $3 million loan, had it all forgiven. I wonder if there's a conflict of interest in that, considering that he was the son of the fucking guy who okayed this program in the first place. Anyway, who knows how much of this money ended up in Saudi Arabia's pockets. Kanye West taking out $2.3 million in loans. Unknown whether that has been forgiven. Jay-Z, $2.1 million. P. Diddy, taking out $1.9 million and having it all forgiven. Paul Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's, I guess, DUI hubby, taking out $1.7 million, having it all forgiven. Again, a little bit of a conflict of interest. Khloe Kardashian, $1.2 million in loans, all of it forgiven. Yeah, we all know where she put that, into her face and lipo. And I guess you can look, if you're insuring your body like all these people are, you could make an argument that you're a small business. Can I make the argument that I'm a small business gestating another life? No, unfortunately not. Women and uteruses cannot incorporate yet, even though we should be able to. Tom Brady, $150 million, all forgiven. Reese Witherspoon, $400 million. What the fuck you need that money for, Reese? Huh? All forgiven. So here is all this debt that we just passed out willy-nilly. And the reason we know this, the low estimates are that $76 billion of that total, of all the billions that were handed out, $76 billion were fraudulent. And that's low. That's 15% of the claims. And the reason we know that is because many millions of borrowers inflated their numbers of employees, created companies out of whole cloth, and lenders did very little to verify the applications, prosecutors and experts say, in part because Congress required the Small Business Administration, or SBA, which ran the program, to issue explicit guidance that in the interest of getting the money out fast, lenders will be held harmless for borrowers' failure to comply with program criteria. In other words, if you fudge shit, it doesn't matter. So this is how it happened, right? Just to give you a sense, one California couple was convicted of stealing $18 million, with which they bought 3 houses, diamonds, gold coins, luxury watches, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, they cut off their ankle bracelets and fled the country. They have been, in fact, sentenced to prison time. So that's the illegals. That's the fraudulent stuff. Then there's the like, yeah, man, Khloe Kardashian just got a bunch of debt. Like, just was able to borrow hella money from the government, right? And it makes me insanely mad, to say nothing of Jared Kushner, who's like, well, look, I employ like 7 millionaires who live in my building, and they employ another 30 people each. Ergo, I am a small business employer. Like, these are the kinds of corners that were cut. And don't take it from me. A former U.S. attorney from Michigan called this the biggest fraud in a generation. And that is the looting of the PPP plans. So again, honestly, for the amount of flack that you and I have taken for whether it's just regular debt, shit, I don't know, student debt, credit card debt, whatever you want to say. But during the pandemic, you shouldn't give people, $600. You shouldn't give people stimulus checks. The stimulus checks are the reason that people don't want to work, right? Like, that's all. Nobody wants to work anymore because of the stimulus checks. Motherfuckers, we would have spent that money far better rather than going into, I don't know, Reese Witherspoon's, the relamination of her saltwater pool. Like, what the fuck, right?
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.